Salam fam, hope you're doing well. Happy Ramadan. So, I have some ideas I want to run by you, some little thought nuggets, you know how I like to do it. So, why shave your head and why be fat when you can come into the fold of Islam? Now, recently talked to a couple women and heard some ideas from them about some of their thoughts on why they are shaving their heads and being fat. Now, for being fat, one woman said that it was a form of protection from the male gaze. They just got tired and exhausted of men, and they just didn't want men to be interested in them anymore. Now, that's interesting because it's like they want to cover themselves and be protected from the male gaze. They are tired of it. They've had a long life of, constantly attracting it, and now they're at the point where they're exhausted just to be like, go on, just go. And then with the women who are shaving their heads, they're like, okay, we can't handle these beauty standards, so we want to shave our heads so that men will leave us alone. And we're tired of being measured by our beauty, so we're going to shave our heads. Why do that when you can come into Islam, where you can keep your hair, you can be thin, but you can cover certain parts with the religious clothing and have more of a blanket of protection that also helps you earn some better accounting measures in the hereafter. In Islam, one of the reasons why I really like it is because of the modesty, is because of the total stripping away of the vanity. It is very freeing. I know some people think, oh, you're oppressed, this is extreme, whatever weird thing that the liberal progressives say, or very strange fanatical Christians who forgot their modesty and show their breasts and wear skirts in church. Don't really need advice from them. But Islam has completely just really made me so happy with its modesty angle. I used to show a lot more and never really was so happy about it. It just felt like a lot of work, like something you had to do because you wanted to be able to be attractive all the time to everyone, and you didn't want other women to think you were ugly, and it can get very tiresome. But in Islam, you put that on the back burner and you focus on something more. Now, being fat, that is a way to keep certain men away, but there's also fetishes to where men like bigger women. Curvy, thick, voluptuous, all the nicknames they have now for busty types, husky types, but it's not good for your health. Come into the fold of Islam and experience what cutting off the male gaze really does feel like. It feels great. And you can keep your beautiful hair. You don't have to shave your head and look like a man or start mutilating yourself to the point where it really damages your mental health more. If it's painful to look into the mirror because you're tired of styling it every day, come and experience the hijab. Come experience the niqab, the khimar. It's healthy for you. You can cut off the male gaze and experience what it's like to interact with people on an eye-to-eye mode of speech and a way of exchanging energy. It changes the dynamics heavily, and you will really enjoy it, I think. Stuffing your face, not exercising, is only really hurting you. It is repelling certain men, but you're also hurting yourself as well, psychologically, and you're not as physically fit to ward off an attacker, right? And if you have children, you're not really going to be able to be around for them if you die from a heart attack, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all the other, heart complications and such that come from being morbidly obese or being overweight. In Islam, you can still have your nice body, you just save it for your partner. And even if you're single, you save it, you be chaste, Allah will bring someone eventually, you just have to be patient. And maybe even then, if you don't get it in this life, You can have it in the hereafter, maybe. Who knows? No one knows what the unseen is. If we can have what we desire in that way, maybe you'll have a partner there waiting for you. But if the beauty standards that the porn stars and the very hedonistic leftists have created, and the very unchristian-like Christians and others who have amplified beauty and looks above spirituality and knowledge and modesty, well, push that aside, what they've given you, come into the fold of Islam. You experience something better. If you would have told me, like I said in other videos years ago, that I would enjoy wearing the niqab, I would have been like, no, I don't believe you. But it is very freeing. And that's why it's sad that France tries to ban the hijab and ban the niqab. I don't see myself as second class. I see myself as free because I no longer have to entertain you in what you want to look at. I no longer have to provide you with masturbation material. Think about it. It's a powerful way to control who sees you. And historically, even Romans, when they got married, they would veil. Today, you wear a veil and you go married, even though your husband already knows what you look like. He used to pull it back and see you. There's a whole history and dynamicism of modesty and controlling your beauty and controlling the gaze. Islam can give that to you. So if you have this compulsion inside of like, I want to cover up, I don't want to be on the shelf anymore, I'm not very happy just parading my body around and being judged by narcissistic women and hedonistic men, that's a sign. Come over to our part. Come over to Islam and experience something much better. That's a sign. You want to be modest? Come over to Islam. You're tired of being judged? You're tired of spending all that money, getting all that plastic surgery just for people to still call you ugly, and you're living by the expectations of others in the most unhealthy way possible? Come over to Islam and you'll be much more happier. You'll see, inshallah.